This is the 33rd LeetCode challenge, and it is called Search in Rotated Sorted Array. There is an integer array nums sorted in ascending order with distinct values. Prior to being passed to your function, nums is possibly rotated at an unknown pivot index k. K is less than or equal to 1 and is less than nums.length, such that an array is nums k, k plus 1, up to nums n minus 1, okay, whatever that means. So, for example, 0, 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7 might be rotated at pivot index 3 and becomes 4, 6, 7, 0, 1, 2. So, pivot index 3 I assume means index 3 becomes the new 0. Yeah, that makes sense. So, given the array nums, after the possible rotation and an integer target, return the index of target if it is in nums, or -1 if it is not in nums. Must be written with O log n runtime complexity. So, nums 4, 5, 6, 7, 0, 1, 2 with a target of 0. Output will be 4, because that's what 0 is. If it's 4, 5, 6, 7, 0, 1, 2, target 3, -1. And once again, if it's on there, -1. Okay, let's get started. So, although it is rotated, I think a binary search could be used. So let's say we're wanting number 0. So you go here, let's say, we know the lowest number is 4, and then the highest number 2. What we can do is, okay, 0 is less than 4, so that means it must be on the upper end here. So then we can bring this one up, like here. And then once again, we can do, okay, 7 is still greater than. Then let's say, move that up, and we can do that. Okay, let's say it was 1. So bring that up to here. Yep, so this is greater than. We bring that up to here. It's greater than, and then we go there. I think that's a way to do it quickly. This, so we'll do int lower equals 0, int higher equals nums dot length minus 1, and we will do just while true, make it easy. So we'll do int num, I guess a quick way to do this, if nums lower equals target, return lower. If nums, oh, this should be higher. If nums higher equals target, return higher. So we'll do int num equals nums lower. We will also want to keep track of int previous lower, int previous higher, because it's possible that we move, but we accidentally go too far past it. So let's say if, so normally binary search, what you do is you go into the middle between lower and higher, and then you check to see if that number is either greater than lower, or greater than the number, or lower than the number. But we need to do this a bit differently. So I think we do the same thing. Actually, this should be int index, let's say, equals higher minus lower divided by 2. We then need to check to see, okay, so if num is less than, so if num is less than nums less than target, we then need to check to see if it's if num is less than target, and it's hard to trying to wrap my head around how this should work, because it's not just normal binary search where it's higher or lower. We need to also take into account the rotation, so the end might be, the higher one might be less than the current num. Okay, I think an easier way to do it is just do like, if num is greater than nums lower, and num is less than nums higher. So we have it like that. This is a normal case, but if it's not a normal case, normal binary search, we do this. So we'll keep this. Oh no, this should be target. So let's just put that into here. I don't think we need these previous ones now. So if target is less than num, higher equals index. Actually, we'll just put that into here. And we'll do if num equals target, return index, then else lower equals index. So we do that for the normal cases, but we also need to do this here. So if target is less than nums lower, we then know it's going to be on, we then need to change lower, I think. So this is a normal case where the lower is lower than the middle number and the higher is higher than the middle number. But if that's not the case, if the, no, that shouldn't be target, should be num. So if the num is less than the lower one, if target is less than num and num is lower than num's lower, say we got this, we're wanting to get to 0. So this is greater than it. So this is greater than the target. Maybe you can just have it as this. Target lower than num's lower. So target's 7. So say 4 and 2. We want to get to 0. If 0 is less than this, it means it's further to the right. We'll do the example of 1 again. 1 is less than, we then shift up. If 1 is less than, then we shift up. But then if 1 is less than, which it isn't, we then shift this one up. I think that's how it'll work. And we may as well put that into here for the sake of it. Okay, I want to run through this just to make sure. Okay, so we've got the nums like that. Lower 0, higher 6. So if either of those equals, they don't. Index is now 3. Num is 7. Sorry, it shouldn't do this, which it didn't. Good. So if target is less than nums, which it is, lower equals index. Yep, so now it's 3 to 6. So we go back up. If num equals target, so num is now 5. No, that's not right. Okay, I did this wrong. Higher minus this. Okay, let's rerun that. So index still 3 as expected. So it goes to here, it's lower. Lower is now index, so that's 3. So neither of these equal. So what does that make this? Okay, now index is 5, which is expected. Num is now 1. So if you look at nums, target is 0. Okay, so that didn't work as expected. That should be, how does that work again? Math.floor, is it? Okay, I can't remember how to do it, so C# int division floor. If I could spell that correctly. Floored integer division. Okay, let's do, can you just do double like that? Double, 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 then int. Does that work? So that should be 3 still, which it is. So that works as expected. Go back to here. That should be 4. Okay, no, it's still 5. Actually, no, that shouldn't. What I had before shouldn't change anything. I exited from that too early. I should have just carried on running it. So let's go here. Okay, so yep, that's 3. Go here. It's now 5. Let's see what it did. What it does on this. So target. So it shouldn't be doing that, because that's going to make lower to 5, and we're just skipping it completely. So maybe this should be and target is greater than num. That's when that one does. Okay, so let's go through here. So this will be 3. Yep. So go now 5. Wait, index is 2. How did that happen? Okay, I'm going to restart this. Let's go back to here. 3, 2. Okay, that's a mistake of this. Maybe what I should do is add a check for, like, if we change the index here, so higher equals index, then check to see if this is now greater than that. So before it should be, it's less than, but then if it becomes greater than, don't know if that will work. There's definitely some thing about this I've just overlooked, which is causing it to be wrong. So if num is, okay, so target is less than num. This one's this, and target is less than num's lower. Maybe it should be split up like this. So if the target is less than num, so in this situation we know that higher is less than lower. So we got higher, this is less than this, because we did that check up here, I think. Yeah, target greater than lower, target less than higher. Target is less than num, so whatever is in the middle, it's less than what the target is. We need to check to see, so if this is less than higher, actually, so I mean, if num is less than higher, then we should probably just be doing this, I think. Then other way around here, so target is greater than num. So num is greater than target. If num is greater than lower, maybe like that. I want to get rid of this breakpoint and just run to see what the output is. So that got correct, but now this one's wrong. This is making me think that what my approach just isn't correct. So we this, and this, 3. This is greater than target. If num is greater than 3, go here. Okay, so that's correct. Then we go this. Okay, let's just comment these ones and see what's going on with it. So go to the next one. Target is lower than num, correct. If num 7 is less than higher, which is not. So it's going to move higher, which is not meant to do, which is why it didn't work. Well, no, this should be if target is lower. That's the number that should be used, I think. Oh, that still didn't work. Let's try it again. Target is less than num. Yep. Target less than higher. It is, so higher goes there. Or lower is there. That's how it should work. So num is 1. Target is less than num, which it is. If target is less than higher, it's going to bring low up, which is wrong. Actually, no, that was correct, wasn't it? Need to rerun that. Alright, this turn was meant to be if target is less than nums and num is greater than nums higher. I'm guessing this one do the opposite. Num is less than nums lower. Wait. Sure. Now let's try that. Okay, those ones worked. Let's remove the comments here and try it on these ones. Wait, did the other ones not run? Oh, forgot to uncomment these. Okay. Yeah, so the approach I'm doing is just not working. Okay, let's go over it with the first one again. So target is less than num. No, it's not. So for this first one, we want lower to increase. Wait, I have this logic backwards. There we go. Now it's getting the correct output. Oh, hopefully that was the last of the mistakes in my logic. So copy that, put it into LeetCode here, run it on the test ones. Those were accepted, so now let's submit. And we got wrong. Alright, so we have now got a new one to try fix it on. Okay, so target is 2 and expected output is 3. Okay, back to here, breakpoint, run that. So current number is 3, which is less than lower and less than higher. So target less than num, correct. If target 2 is less than num's higher and num is greater than higher, it's going to do, okay, good. So higher equals this. Okay, so far so good. So current num is 1. Target is 2. If target is this num, which it isn't. If target 2 is greater than num's lower, 7, which it's not. So the target is greater than num in this one. So target 2, num 1. If the target is greater than num, maybe this should be a num is less than higher. Okay, what does that do? Okay, well that just breaks it. Change that back. Okay, so back to here. Target is 2, which is this one. We are currently here. So target is greater than this. So we're in this part. So if the target is, so we increase lower when target is greater than num's lower, which it currently isn't. Yeah, so we are wanting to increase lower in this instance. I've really confused myself with this one, haven't I? Because there's certain situations which work on certain inputs but not on others. It's just a matter of figuring out how to have it work between all of them. Okay, so what's the condition here that makes it so lower needs to be increased? Because it should be getting increased here. So the target is greater than the current number. So target is greater than number. So lower. Okay, there we go. So I realize I had these two switched around. So here I'm doing target is less than higher and num is greater than higher. So then if that's the case, then it should be lower that we're increasing. But if the target is greater than lower, but the current number is lower than num's, that's when we increase higher. Alright. I've lost track of how many times we've tested this, so hopefully it now works this time. So run on the test ones. Those are all correct, so now we try submitting it. Oh, and finally, we got it. You can see here that ours is more performant than everyone else's. I have a feeling that most people did it just like kind of brute forced it instead of doing binary search, which definitely would have made it much easier for me to do, but I wanted to try doing the more performant way. Anyway, that was the 33rd LeetCode challenge called Search in Rotated Sorted Array. If you like this video, make sure to like and subscribe.